Fantastici! Let's do another reading of shipping and handling part 17 for me. It's like part chapter 9 in this one. I'm not sure if I said that last time when I read, but here I go. You're doing a positively smashing job out there, kiddo, Cloudcover insisted. Winning that prize for Dinky was a fantastic move on your part. That filly's going to be head over heels for you in no time. Pipsqueak grinned. I never would have been able to do that if you hadn't taught me how to play that shooting gallery in the arcade back in Chartingham, he responded. Cloudcover nodded in the recollection. Now, Pipsqueak, he continued, it's time for you to move on to the next phase. You should tell Dinky that you really like her, and that you really want to be a good friend with her from now on. The two of you can take that relationship wherever you want to in the future. After all, you two see each other almost every day in school. Okay, that sounds easy, Pipsqueak said. Don't get ahead of yourself, Cloudcover warned. Admitting to some pony that you really like them isn't something to do lightly. Since you two are just kids, the effect doesn't necessarily have to be profound, but you don't want to overdo it and scare her off or anything. It's all about timing and the circumstance. I think I'll take a chance and sneak out of the booth to see if there's anything I can do to help you from out there. I'm really struggling to read because my glasses are dirty and I just had to clean them, and I have terrible eyesight. The two ponies emerged from the ticket booth. In the sea of tourists visiting the fair, it was easy for Cloudcover to appear to be nothing more than a nonchalant fairgoer. Now, he mumbled under the breath of Pipsqueak, where'd Dinky go? Suddenly, the air was filled with the sound of corny show tunes. Pipsqueak and Cloudcover turned to the source of the sound, a sort of beginning on the south stage. Now what's this all about? Cloudcover asked as he watched two nearly identical tan unicorns stride out in center stage. A few dozen feet away, a certain gray Pegasus beneath the stage knew exactly what it was about. Oh great, the mayor whined. It's the Flim Flam brothers again. I haven't seen them around Ponyville since last cider season. I wonder what they're trying to sell this time. Indeed, the two infamous sales ponies had not shown their faces in the vicinity of Ponyville for quite some time. Even so, it was apparent that the town's residents hadn't forgotten about the cider incident either, and a few of the crowd members showed less than positive reactions about the reappearance of the twin unicorns. However, the pair appeared completely undeterred, proceeding to begin their pitch. Good afternoon, Ponyville, Flim announced cheerfully. This is Flim. Good morning, Ponyville, Flim announced cheerfully, and might I ask it is positively lovely to see you all again. Indeed, agreed Flam. It's not every day my brother and I visit the town with such wonderfully smart, well-rounded folks as we see right here. Oh, give me a break, Ditsy fumbled below. Now, many of you remember us, Flim continued. We've swung by this charming village before, and unfortunately there was a small issue with the quality control standards of our project during the last visit. And for that we must apologize, Flam picked up. But any pony can make a mistake, and there's no sense getting worked up over a teensy production error. But even if you aren't particularly convinced, Flim said, it doesn't matter, because my brother and I have abandoned the cider business in favor of something even more exciting. And now we're here to share the fruits of our newest invention to the residents of this fine town, and all their surrounding areas, from right here at Ponyville's own classy country fair. Flim and Flam's charisma was managed to turn even a skeptical crowd in their favor. Truly, if nothing else, these two were fantastic when it came to delivery of sales pitch. Now that I got your attention, Flim said smoothly, I'd like you to imagine a hypothetical situation with me. I'm sure some of you are young ponies, and given all the fabulous and highly nutritional products available in... Oh, it's because I didn't read that right, okay. Products available in today's market, you are probably growing into healthy, strong, and good-looking adults. I think they're all kinds of ponies, Flam agreed. Just look at the crowd. Gorgeous. Yes, But certainly, Flam, you remember the downside that comes with growing into a strapping young stallion or a lovely young mare. And what's that, Flim? Why, you constantly need to be buying new horseshoes, Flim announced. Those little hooves get big quickly, and and horseshoes become mighty uncomfortable once they've just the tiniest bit too small. Oh dear, you're right, Flam agreed. But I guess it's not that big of a deal, right? I mean, once you're fully grown, your horseshoes always fit. Yes, Flim said. But what if you're a very hard, active pony, as I'm sure many of you Admiral ponies are in this town? Flam gasped in mock horror. Why, your horseshoes would wear out, probably very often, as a matter of fact. Flim turned to the crowd. What do you think, folks? Has this ever been a problem for any of you? Quite a few ponies nodded. A murmur broke out through the crowd. Well then, it's a good thing the two of us stopped by the fair today, Flim cried. You see, my particularly partner and I have produced a product to parry this problematic pony predicament. I was so close! I was so close! You see, my particularly partner and I have produced a product to parry this problematic pony predicament. Fillies and gentle colts, may I present to you the Flim Flam Brothers Do-It-Yourself in 30 Seconds Horseshoe Turner Upper Machine. Flam pulled the tarp of a large object that had been sitting in the stage behind the brothers, revealing a contraption about as tall as a pony, full of all sorts of buttons and lights, and looking every bit as complicated as the twins' last invention, with which they had almost overtaken Sweet Apple Acres. Feast your eyes, every pony, Flam yelled triumphantly. This marvelous machine is capable of taking any horseshoe and quickly modifying it to any hoof. And while it has the courtesy to tune up your shoes as well. So even the most dinged up and rusty old horseshoe comes out looking good as new. You'll never have to buy horseshoes again. So eventually it pays for itself. But don't take our word for it, Flim said. Let's get a volunteer up here to show every pony how it works. Flim glanced through the crack in the floorboard. He'd been perfectly aware of the two ponies that were tucked beneath the stage since the show started. I think we have ourselves an eager beaver, Flim announced. I see you down there, under the stage. Come on up and get a free horseshoe treatment. Dicky and Ditzy exchanged a glance. At this point, their presence was known anyway. There was no point in continuing to hide. Both ponies crawled out, and Ditzy... Is that an error message? No! I'm angry. So very angry. Oh, I'm going to have to fix this, so I'll be right back. Now that I've fixed that, eager beaver, I see you down there. Dinky and Ditzy gave a glance at this point. Okay, I read that. Okay, Ditzy agreed. She walked up to the large machine and placed her hoof on the pad, while Flim chucked a dented, twisted old horseshoe into the machine's receptacle. At the back of the crowd, Cloudcover squinted, not sure if he could believe his eyes. My word, could that actually be? Ha, look, Pipsqueak chuckled. Dinky's mom is the volunteer. Dinky's what? Cloudcover cried. Everything is in place. Time to give it some power, Flam announced. Ready, Flim? Ready, Flam. Then let's bing, bang, zam! A burst of green magic erupted from the horns of both unicorns, causing the machine to spring to life. Ditzy watched uneasily as the machine in front of her hummed and whirred, apparently modifying the input horseshoe to match her foot. Yes, folks, it's actually happening, Flim announced proudly. At this very moment, the machine is using its precise measurements of this mare's hoof to remold and rapidly heat a horseshoe into its proper shape and size. In a few moments, it will be super cool, and it will be back to room temperature before being placed on the volunteer's hoof. Perfectly good as new, fully shined, and looking as if it was just purchased minutes ago. Soon a green light shot up from the panel, indicating the horseshoe's completion. A small set of pincers on a flexible rod extended, lifting Ditzy's hoof in the air and taking Ditzy with it. Hey, ow, stop it, the mare said angrily. Just relax, madam, Flam said calmly. The machine merely wants you to put on your brand new horseshoes. I can put on my horseshoes fine by myself, thanks, Ditzy grumbled, still scrambling against the device.